Guys, here I have an X-MAXX with the Hobbywing Max 5 and an 800 kV motor. B&M Racing Mod 1.5 30/30 gearing. I got all day RC chassis brace and all day RC motor mount. Generic transmission upper cover from eBay for $20. Power Hobby 8000 milliamp 100C4S batteries. The Mad Max version 1s and the Russian unbreakable body. So today I'm gonna do some speed run. Capture the runs with the Dynamite GPS. It's 47 miles an hour. Let's try that again. Alright, it's 47. We don't have enough field because these guys are playing soccer. All right, what did we get? 48. Got 48 miles an hour. Let's try repositioning the camera. What speed do we have? $49 miles an hour. Alright, let's get some temp readings and some battery voltages. Alright, so right now we're at 49 miles an hour. Okay, so the max5 ESC is around 100 degrees. I don't know if you can see that. Mosquitoes around here, around 100 degrees. High voltage cables, say 140 degrees. Capacitors, 164 degrees. The front of the motor, 174. 174. The battery, 135 for one, 135 for the other. All day RC motor mount, around 60 degrees for the motor mount. Around 125 degrees for the B&M gears. Transmission upper cover is around 160. The center diff, 200 degrees. Center diff is 200 degrees. Rear diff is 120 degrees. Front diff is around 105 degrees. So I'm gonna have to let it cool down a little bit. I think the motor's at thermal shutdown, 170 degrees. Just gonna let it cool down a little bit. Let's get some battery voltages. One battery, 15 volts, 3.7 volts each cell. 3.7 volts each cell. All right, now the other battery, 15.01, 3.7 volts each cell. Wow. So that's pretty crazy how this center diff reached 200 degrees. We got 49 miles an hour. It's kind of hard to see on this football field. So we'll let it cool down a little bit. Front motor is 150 degrees. ESC is down to 74 degrees. The center diff is 183 degrees. Rear diff is 110. Front diff is 90. See what the batteries is at now. Batteries is down to 128 degrees. 124 degrees. So we'll just drive it home safely. Nothing broke. Kind of wanted more than 49, but like I said, those guys were over there playing soccer. So that kind of made everything a little harder. But I'll take the 49 and nothing broke. That's all that matters. Nothing broke. It's pretty hot right now. the motor, so I'm gonna just let it just cruise back. But yeah, it's a pretty cool build. One thing about this kind of build is you really have to pay attention to the front and rear diffs. The front and rear diffs will blow if you do not have the what do you call it? The rear module needs to be screwed down nice and tight. You cannot use 6S gearing. Cannot. Got to use the 8S 35 tooth gearing with 11 pinion, not the 13 pinion with 42 tooth ring gear. You cannot use that combo, it would shatter. You have to make sure your pinion and ring snug and nice and tight. Got to make sure the bearings are on there good. Sometimes what happens is the inner race will move around on the differential and it'll wear itself out, and then you'll blow diffs. The center diff is okay. I mean, it generates a lot of heat, but the way how it's set up, you know, you don't really have center diff and transmission output gear issues. I mean, mainly it's a spur, motor spur and pinion. I have B&M, works out great. Just have to make sure and lock tight the grub screws and the actual pinion to the motor shaft. You gotta lock tight it. You gotta make sure everything's nice and tight. These tires aren't really that good. They balloon so much, but they last a lot longer than the stock tires. Stock tires would have been blew up, but I gotta get better tires. But yeah, that was a very successful run. You know, the batteries are pulling pretty consistent. You know, they're both 15.01 volts at 3.7 volts each cell, which is great. I mean, the battery health is good. So this was not technically a low voltage issue, it was a temp issue. The motor already reached 170 degrees. You know, B&M gears are good. I mean, they're at 120, and they just, B&M gears give me no problem. Don't get me wrong, all the RC gears are awesome also. Since you know, my next run I might do all day RC gearing or maybe their belt drive, but I have no complaints with this B&M though. And this Russian body is great. Only thing is I don't like driving it on the street because it still scratches up. I kind of like the grass because the grass isn't really a big deal. This truck doesn't really break on the grass. The street is where you break stuff. So thanks for tuning in, y'all. I'll see y'all next time.